phone just started blowing up and I just started getting phone calls. And it was just like, oh my God, what the hell is going on in Orlando? And my heart just dropped. And I just went to scrolling. And I just went to see image by image by image, and I just started crying.
Approximately 30 days after the shooting, myself and 9 other people, we were arrested at Marco Rubio's office for being committed to a 49-hour sit-in. And so we refused to leave when SWAT and everyone else asked us to. We were protesting his horrible record for gun control and his anti-LGBT rhetoric.
I was arrested at the sit-in for the 49 because of my views on the way that the Black LGBTQ community was treated after Pulse.
We were disrespected, some more than others. I remember being told that we don't need that protest shit here. You know, just sit your asses down.
And that was the cops who were saying that to you? We don't want your protest shit here?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You look at any pictures that deals with Orlando United, One Pulse Orlando, anything dealing with Pulse, you will very seldom see African Americans. Pulse was once a place that didn't want a Black person on the flyer. You know, that's not the image that they wanted to portray. When I saw the mural for the first time, there were no Blacks on this mural at all. The beautiful one, and it is beautiful, and I'm so thankful that they have now added a lot of people to it. And no fault to the artist, because the artist definitely shared with me that he just did not know. He just did not know. And there are several meetings that I go to in the Black community, and guess what? They didn't know. There really is no space for us in LGBTQ. Prides, you don't see that much of a visual of African American women. You don't see it.
And thanks to Governor Scott, he also declared this a day, he declared the Pulse tragedy memorial as a day for LGBT people and a Hispanic day that further perpetuates the disparities. When we try to discuss the further intersections in it, disabled, low-wage workers, and of course our transgender community, they were affected as well. With the rise of the non-profit industrial complex, disaster complex, our voices are trying to be silenced, and that's what it's all about, silencing the real heroes and silencing the narratives of those who have been injured or affected. So we have to disrupt.
Just recently had to fight about Keon paying for colostomy bags and, you know, and having to pay for things that were as a result of him being shot at Pulse. Why?
Keon Carter, Keon was left for dead. And that means that his name was, we found out just about a month ago, was hidden for whatever reason, whatever that sense that makes. But he was left for dead, he was tagged, and his sister insisted that my brother is not dead. And he gave her a thumbs up because she asked me, if you can hear me, Keon, give me a thumbs up, and he did. But they were insisting that he was dead. Keon was one of the last people to leave the hospital because he was in a coma, it was bad. And since then, he's also received 32 surgeries. And of course, he suffers from PTSD and depression. And people seem not to understand that.
Does he have bills from all of those surgeries?
Yeah, ironically, yes. RMC made a statement on TV, on the news, that said that none of the families or survivors would have to worry about a bill. And so about 2 months ago, Keon told myself and Cha-Cha, my activist friend, that he was getting these bills. And so we happened to, like, what are you talking about? So we go by his home, and there's a bill for $216,000. Due now.
$216,000.
That was just one of the bills. There's always been this question about the money, and you know, there were allocations, and there was supposed to be more, and there were supposed to be other things and benefits that they received, and so we want to make sure that everyone gets what they deserve.
There are real people that exist, you know, that exist. They're here. I filled up whole parks full of people. I filled up whole clubs full of people. You cannot tell me that these people do not exist here because you don't see them. Why don't you see them? Because you're not inviting them to anything. They don't even know half of the things that are going on.
No one that really played a part or that was connected as far as like family connections were invited to this town hall.
Wow.
And so Cha-Cha and I, we found out about it, and so we went. And the panel was all white, privileged. I disrupted the town hall 10 minutes before it was scheduled to be over. And I said, excuse me, but how dare you do a town hall meeting with all white people, 2017, that has no relation or no connection to these families.
These are real people's lives. These are real people that lost their families. These are real people that went through a tragedy. Nothing that I say that's real ever makes it to mainstream media. Never does.